Hey, happy Wednesday evening, everybody. I am Chef Eric Eisenbud, the Grateful Chef. Welcome back to the Grateful Chef Kitchen. We are bringing real live cooking to you each and every week for the most part, and we are so happy to do it. And who is we? We is me and Lynn, the wind beneath my wings, the camera woman and the producer of Cooking in the Kitchen with the Grateful Chef Eric Eisenbud. That is me. So once again, we are embarking on a series. We did the Thanksgiving side dish series in the weeks prior to Thanksgiving, and now we are double clutching into the Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa holiday season, where we are entertaining our friends and family. So we are in the holiday party hors d'oeuvre series. And last week we did those awesome chorizo stuffed mushrooms. The recipe is on our website, www.eatingwithcheferic.com, and posted on the group, The Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud. And you could also see my stuff on my personal Facebook page, Eric Eisenbud. And most importantly, the videos all in one place on my YouTube channel, the Grateful Chef _EE. So we got a lot of new subscribers this week. I encourage you to please share the link with your friends and family. Get them to sign up, like, and subscribe to my videos on YouTube. And that's where you can go. And instead of having to search, all my videos are there in one place. And it's a really great source to review the videos. So again, we are so grateful to have you here. We are grateful that you join us each and every week, or as best you can, and in the future, after the fact. Means a lot to us. So we're really happy to have you guys and to do this every week. So we're going to get right to cooking, because that's what we do. This is a cooking show, isn't it?
You have a little segue before you get to cooking.
I do?
You do.
Well, I'm going to talk about the recipe first, what we're making.
I thought you were getting right to cooking.
So, and then we're going to get almost right to cooking. Okay, so this week we are doing a Goan style mussels with crispy chorizo. This is a quick and easy and exotic recipe that you can make. Mussels are relatively inexpensive. It's not a whole lot of ingredients. Some you may have to search for. We'll talk about the ingredients in a minute. But it's something that you can make, and it's exotic, and people will love it. It is slightly spicy because we're using chorizo, but it's not meant to blow your head off. And what is Goan style? So Goan style is a cuisine that is popular in Goa, which is the west coast of India, hence the exotic spices. West coast of India, and Goan cuisine is popular, and it is most notably seafood. But there's also a lot of other things. So they have shellfish and they have fish, and it's really a great cuisine from India. So I'm really happy to bring this recipe to you. So I'm going to move our board over here, and Lynn thought I was going to forget, but I'm not going to forget. So while I'm preparing tonight, my doorbell rings, and it is the UPS guy. And the UPS guy bought me this fantastic, amazing, incredible, high quality, super well built, heavy cutting board with the likeness of the Grateful Chef on it. How great is this? This was sent to me by a high school buddy of mine who lives not in New Jersey anymore, lives in North Carolina. Or is it South Carolina? It's North Carolina. And he is a big fan of the Grateful Chef, and he's in complete support of what Lynn and I do each and every weekend. For that, my friend Dow Rowland, I am extremely grateful. We are grateful. So I wanted to talk about this cutting board because it really is fantastic. The build quality is incredible. It is solid. It is nice and thick and heavy, and nice, two-tone wood here, and a beautiful laser cut design with my Grateful Chef moniker here and my logo right here, and it's so awesome. I love it. So a little bit about this company. The company is called Old World Custom Cutting Boards. They make cutting boards for some of the greatest chefs in the world, and I'm super excited to actually own one of these. And they are a green company. They have the passion for design, and they have this great brochure. They do tabletops. They do cutting boards. They talk about how to maintain this. Do it with a little bit of mineral oil. That's what I use on my butcher block here. And this will give me years and years of joy starting today. So obviously, you see that they've got their logo here on the edge. So that logo being upright, when you put it down, this is the surface that I'm going to cut on, obviously. And I'm not going to cut on the laser etched side.
So you're not going to cut on your face.
I am not going to cut on my face. I do that enough when I shave them. Yeah, so really super excited. They are out of North Carolina. Their website is www.oldworld.co. The gentleman's name is Jeff Matthews. He is truly a master woodworker and artisan, a great eye for design, and he can custom do cutting boards to your specifications.
That's pretty
whatever
cool.
You like. It's really, really beautiful.
I love that you can see Bertha.
And I am happy to have it. I mean, look at the detail. You can see my tattoos, for what's left of them, and even the wrinkles on my forehead. Thanks for that. But it is my logo, so he did exactly what Daryl asked me to send him a logo. So I sent him a logo, not knowing what he was sending me. He was sending me this epic cutting board, and I'm super excited about it.
So now you've got a magnet and a cutting board.
Now I have a magnet and a cutting board. All right, so over here we go. That is Old World, www.oldworld.co. Really fantastic. We are going to the stove because this recipe starts at the stove. It ends under the broiler or on a barbecue. We're going to do a broiler because it is
cold,
30 degrees in New Jersey. And the trees, I don't know if you've seen my post, but our trees are covered in ice, and driving on a sunny day like today was like driving through, diamonds. It was just absolutely incredible. Really, really awesome. All right. So here's what we got. First thing we're going to do, get rid of this. Hold on a second. Bear with me, guys. Do you have any shout-outs, Lynn?
Not a lot of chatter tonight, but we've got Maureen Marguerite. She said Merry Christmas, and Donna, I don't know, Donna, how to say your last name, Meteor. She said, hey, Sugar, love seeing you cook.
Nice, and I love to cook, if you haven't noticed already. All right, so here we've got our pot. We're doing a nice deep pot because we're putting mussels in here. And first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat the pot up with a little bit of oil. Using vegetable oil. Actually, I'm using avocado oil, my kind of new favorite oil. And I'm just going to cover the bottom of the pan a little bit. We don't want too much oil. Just want to, first thing we're going to do is, while the oil's heating up, is we're going to discuss the ingredients. Now, I said there were some exotic ingredients that you may have to, look for, spices and stuff like that. So if you have an Indian market near you, certainly they'll have some of these spices. If you have an Asian market, they probably have them too. Yeah, so if not, I'm sure you can find them online. So the first ingredient that we have are mustard seeds. Now, most supermarkets have mustard seeds, but they are the yellow mustard seeds. What we are looking for this recipe is the brown mustard seeds. My supermarket didn't have them. I went to an Indian, there actually is a big Indian frozen foods company in our area, and they have a storefront, a remote storefront that sells all their products and some spices. And if you can find an Indian market, you're going to find that the spices are super inexpensive. You get them in big bags. They're super inexpensive. And I'm going to show you, how much spices are in the supermarket. So I bought this brown mustard seeds, in a big giant bottle like this, and it was under $2.
Oh.
It was under $2. This will last me forever, you know? So I'm really happy about that. So yeah, definitely search out an Indian market if you have them in your area. All right, so we've got our heat kind of low, medium. I'm going to put in these mustard seeds, and what that's going to do is it's actually going to flavor the oil. I'm going to flavor it up. I am going to use a wooden spoon. Pardon me. Now what I want to do is really just like you would infuse oil with garlic or something, you really just want to infuse the oil with the mustard seed. They actually, in Indian cuisine, they actually use mustard oil, you know, interestingly enough. So we're just kind of making our own here. And I want to do this until I hear the mustard seeds beginning to sizzle and pop.
Got some glow.
A little bit of glow.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can get rid of that. Ooh, that's dark.
Well, you got rid of the glow.
Yeah, how about this?
It's a little better.
Good? All right. Nice. All right. Turn the heat up just a little bit to facilitate the popping. Let me see. Yeah, I really can smell it. Now, I use the avocado oil for two reasons. Avocado oil is a high temperature oil, 500 plus, and also it is a very neutral flavored oil. So you wouldn't want to necessarily use olive oil in this situation because olive oil can be a little bit bitter, and you don't want that strong flavor. All right, I hear the sizzling beginning.
So as you're sizzling, Darryl Rowland said he hopes you get a lot of years of use from the cutting board.
Thanks, Darryl. You man.
Tom Whitehead said, "What's up, bro?"
What's up, Tom?
We've got Jamie Parisi wishing us Merry Christmas.
Awesome. Thanks, bud. All right, so these have started to sizzle. Oh, now they're starting to pop. That's exactly what you want. So the next ingredient that I am adding in here is curry leaves. Now these are definitely not available in a regular supermarket. They are available in Asian markets. You buy them fresh. I put them in the refrigerator. Over time they do dry out a little bit, but it's different than curry powder. I guess in a pinch you could use curry powder, but I would almost say if you can't get the curry leaves, then I would almost opt out. Don't even put in the curry powder, because it's a little bit of a different flavor. So these are curry leaves, and they smell like curry powder would smell, but I think the curry powder would change the color of the dish, and that's not what you want. So again, I am just getting the oils out of the curry leaves. The mustard seeds are still popping. All right, and at this point I'm going to add the shallot. So this is 2 shallots, finely chopped. There we go. Now again, another level of flavor, aromatic. Oh, smell that? Huh?
Oh my God, it smells awesome. Jamie Parisi said he was with a friend of mine from Goa, and he makes a meat dish called Chorizo, and he has his mother's recipe. If you'd like to try it.
I would love that. You can send it along to me.
And we can have flock nose and we can rate our ingredients.
Nice. So these, I really don't want to put any color on them. I'm just softening them up. And this is very typical of Indian cooking. You're toasting spices, you're building on aromatics to build those layers of flavor.
Kind of like when you make my chai latte.
Yes.
Toasting my spices.
Exactly.
We've got Barbara Youngkin Rosen saying Merry Christmas.
You too, Barbara. Oh, yeah.
Wow, it smells good.
Right? Already. 3 ingredients in the pan. Well, 4 if you count the oil. And already it smells incredible. All right. So we've softened up our shallots. The next ingredient is we're putting in a dry white wine. That's going to disperse everything. We want to bring that up to a boil. So I raise the heat a little bit. And this is what we're going to cook our mussels in. So How crazy is that? So while this is coming up to a boil, I'll bring the mussels over here. So this is a pound of black mussels. I chose, I had a couple to choose from at Restaurant Depot. I chose not to go with the PEI mussels. What you want for this dish, you want as big a mussel as possible, because we're serving them on the half shell. So we're not just taking the meat out and incorporating it in a dish. We are going to take the top shell off. We're going to put some other things on top of them. We're going to put them under the broiler. You want to pull any beards. I'll show you how to do that right now. Here's two that are together with beards. So let me see if you can see that. Beard. And you really just want to wiggle it and pull it out. Now it's on this one. And this is how they stick to the rock. So we're going to just pull it out. And you want to kind of do this just prior to cooking because it could, it does tend to, the weaker mussels, it will kill the mussel. And of course, mussels need to be alive when you cook them. All right, so these are all looking pretty good. All right. Look at that, honey.
Oh, that smells good.
That is up to a boil. Now, mussels will open much quicker than clams. So we just want to do this until they open. They're going in the pot. I'm going to give them a little toss with the coating. And I'm going to put a cover on. Crank the heat. And we're going to let those open. What, honey? You get fogged up?
I wasn't paying attention, and I suddenly realized you put the lid on.
Oh.
I was going to, so...
You want to see it again?
Sure.
All right, there we go. Ooh, they look like they're already starting to open.
Woo! All right.
Do those smell
back
good?
up. Question from Juan Carlos again. Have
Yes.
you tried the Costco mussels?
I have. So all those mussels are cultivated PEI mussels, Prince Edward Island. They typically run small. So if I was making a regular mussel dish where we weren't looking for that, that large shell to serve them in, those are perfectly fine. They're sweet. They're, again, a little on the small side. I tend to like big mussels, but even though I don't go to the gym, not funny. Big mussels.
Sorry, hon. I was reading.
So, yeah, they're perfectly fine. They're perfectly fine.
Honey, you have the biggest mussels.
Yes.
We've got Jean Valjean.
Hey, Jean.
She said, hi, Chef Eric. And we also have the lovely Miss Sophie Eisenbud.
Hi, Sophie.
She said, hi, Dad. And she was also complimenting you on your clear streaming video. And she also likes big mussels.
Nice. See, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That is awesome. All right, so I'm going to take a quick look. Yep, you can see that a lot of them are opening. You want to take a look at that?
Oh, yeah.
While I pull this beard that I missed.
So, if they don't open, what do you do?
If they don't open, that means they were dead, and you do not want to eat them. So you'll take that out. So it calls for a pound of mussels. You should get a little more than a pound. Actually, I went to Restaurant Depot and I bought a 10-pound bag, so I have a lot of mussels to choose from. But if you buy like a pound and a half or even 2 pounds, they're not expensive. And then you can make way for, let's say, if 3 or 4 of them don't open, you have extras in there.
And Jean Valjean is actually Mo. So, hi, Mo.
Mo. Hello, Mo.
And I see Bobby Thomas peeking in. Hey, Bobby.
All right, so these are 75% open. Actually, almost 100%. All right. Beautiful. And I don't want to shake them around too much because I don't want the mussel meat to fall out of the shell. Yeah, so these are ready for the next step. So, the next step is I'm taking them off the heat, just like this. I'm going to move this over just a little bit. Actually, I'll do it on here for sake of the filming. And I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of butter. And so we are like mounting the sauce. So I'm going to add the butter in. And try not to make too much noise. We are swirling the butter into the sauce, and this is making a beautiful butter sauce.
I wish you guys could smell this.
And again, we are off the heat. We're letting the butter gently melt into our sauce. It's almost there. And I use room temperature butter. It melts quicker.
And we have Maureen Marguerite. She said I really
I love cooking for you guys. All right, so this is pretty much done. This part of it. What does a chef always do?
Salted?
Taste.
Oh.
We don't. Yes, maybe salted, but we won't know until we taste it. So I'm just going to tip the pot, give it a taste.
Mary McRae's thrilled that we're doing appetizers.
No salt needed. It's got plenty of salt from the mussels. Perfect. Now, I think we're going back to the cutting board. I'll take my cheat sheet. Of course, I'm putting the pot on a towel. Now, this is going to be a little glowy, probably.
Not too bad, because we played with the lights.
So, I am also going to add, one thing I almost forgot because it's clear, it looks like this is an empty bowl. I'm adding a little bit of vinegar. And I'm using a, what kind of vinegar am I using?
White?
I think I'm using a Prosecco.
Oh.
Prosecco wine vinegar. Yes, Prosecco wine vinegar. Not too common, but I saw it and I said, yeah, I think I want that. All right, so again, just coating everything in there. Now, what I have here is I have a baking sheet with a piece of aluminum foil that I gently crumbled and then re-spread out. So what's going to happen is this is going to help our mussels sit up. So I'm going to tear off, and of course you want to try and get the mussel all in one half. I'm going to tear off the top shell, and I'm just going to simply sit the mussel onto the aluminum foil, just like so. And I can see that the mustard seeds are inside the mussels. That's exactly what you want. You want to kind of keep some of the juice in there. Yes, Lynn?
Jamie asked if it would make a difference if it was pre-melted. I'm thinking it was from when we were over there.
What pre-melted?
I know.
The butter?
Butter, probably.
No, because you want it actually to gently melt into the sauce, kind of like making a beurre blanc. All right, so I'm basically just going to sit all these mussels up. I'm going to look for mussels that have fallen out because I'm going to want to fish them out, like so. These look absolutely delicious. I can't wait. Mussels are one of my favorite things. I know, Jamie, you're so lucky because you have so many restaurants that serve, you know, mules and frites, and I love that. And I'm kind of annoyed that I can't. There aren't restaurants that take advantage of the you know, mussels like that. And I know I've been up in Canada and I've had, you know, mussels, and they come with all, you know, kind of different flavors and sauces. And in fact, I was inhaling a mussel with the green peppercorn in a restaurant, and I almost choked. Like Heimlich maneuver, almost choked. So, got to be careful. But, you know, like I said, mussels are an inexpensive ingredient. You know, they're plentiful. People can eat them. I love an all-you-can-eat kind of mussels and frites. But I haven't really found a restaurant around here. But my buddy, God rest his soul, Carl Ruiz, you know, when you got mussels at his place, you got a full pound of mussels in a giant, kind of like a colander with no holes, but not quite a bowl. And he offered 3 different sauces, and they were absolutely delicious. All right, so I found an empty shell. I see a mussel floating here, so I'm picking it out and putting it in.
Okay, so Mo wishes he could smell this, so we'll have to go out there and cook for them. I think
yes,
that's the plan.
Mo, this smells as great as your music sounds. How about that?
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
The Alex Estrada, thanks for the crumbled foil tip. I never thought of it. Then I mentioned that I originally just thought that you were reusing foil that you had crumbled up earlier.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea. So, really great tip.
All right, we are almost done here.
Jamie Parisi wants us to come for a visit.
Yes. Well, there is an event in June, I think, but I'm not sure we're going to be able to make it. The Le Marmitons.
What event?
Le Marmitons international event.
Yeah.
All right, so again, I've got all these shells here. I've got a couple of mussels just floating in the sauce. I'm going to try and pick them out. Okay, that's it. So, the next step, I'm going to put a little bit of sauce in each one. Working as fast as I can.
So no issues with it spilling over?
Nope. So, you know, even if it tips over a little bit, they would never balance if they didn't have the aluminum foil there. Trying to get those shallots, the mustard seeds, the curry leaves in each one. Oh, these look absolutely divine. Okay, so.
Smells so good.
Great. So the next thing we're going to do is, this is where the chorizo comes in.
I'm going to zoom in a little bit for this too.
Okay. So, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to put a little chorizo. Now, the recipe calls for chorizo. You can buy, the cooked chorizo. Last week in those mushrooms, we actually used a fresh raw chorizo and let them cook in the oven. But, so I didn't have any of the already cooked kind of dry chorizo, but I did have some fresh left. So I just sauteed it in a pan, cooked it up. So it was, so it's completely cooked, because these are only going under the broiler for a short time. And now I'm just basically sprinkling the chorizo in. You don't want to put too much. It's a strong flavor, so you just don't want it to take away from the other flavors, especially in the sauce. Sprinkle it on. Yeah.
I'm going to come in.
This is like my kind of
Over top.
comfort food here. Okay, Lynn's coming over for a flyover. All right, so you can see I've got a little bit of chorizo in each one. And here I have chopped coriander, aka cilantro. And again, we're just going to gently sprinkle it on. Again, another strong flavor that you don't want it to overpower the rest of the flavors. In fact, you can, go from high up like you were seasoning with salt. Okay, good. Oops, that was a little much, but yeah.
Maureen said she might have to make these on Christmas Eve.
Yeah, it's great for a feast of 7 fishes.
That's fantastic.
It's perfect. All right, so we've got our coriander, we've got our chorizo, and finally, I have bread here. So what I did was I took a couple of slices of bread and I toasted them, and then I cut the crust off. And this has sogged out a little bit, but when it right comes out of the toaster, it's a little bit crispy. So you can basically break it up, and if it doesn't break up, do it in a little food processor. And you want a nice coarse bread, and you're just, again, going to sprinkle it on, so you get a couple of pieces in each one. You're not packing them like you would a baked stuffed clam or anything. You just want gently over the top. You want the bread to crisp up along with the chorizo. And what we're going to do is we're going to top this off with another little nappe of the sauce. And then we're putting them under the broiler.
And Mode's mouth is watering. And I see Antonio Colombo.
Hey, Antonino. All right, so that's pretty much what we have. Going back to our sauce, I'm going to baste now.
I would make such a mess. But luckily there's aluminum foil under it, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, so these would be great, you know, even with bigger mussels, but this is what we can have, what we got today.
These are the perfect size for me.
All right. Now, this is where we're going to have to be real careful. We're going under the broiler. Rule of thumb with the broiler. Do not walk away. All right. There we go. I'm going to come in, I've got my broiler preheated. I'm living on the edge. I've got my rack all the way up to the top.
That's hot.
Yes, it is. This is a very hot broiler. We can close the lid a little bit. Sorry. Close it right in front of you guys. We don't have to close it. This is a very hot broiler on this stove. So I'm just going to monitor it. I can hear it popping and sizzling. Can you hear that? If I shut up a little bit?
Don't burn the camera.
Can you hear that? Yes. All right. So I'm going to go check it. And basically what you want the top to get crisp. You want the sauce that we put in there to begin to bubble. Ooh, that's exactly what's happening.
You just set them on the floor.
All right, awesome. So what I'm going to do is, and what I like to do, is I like to turn my pan for even cooking. You see?
Yep.
All right.
Back in they go.
We are almost done. Yeah, this broiler is super hot.
And this is what it looks like from the floor of our kitchen.
Hi. Down on my knees. Working hard for you guys. Yes. All right, we're coming up. My knees are done. It was that quick.
Okay, great question from Mo. For those folks that don't eat pork, what's a good substitute for chorizo?
You actually, I don't think there is a good stuff. You know what you could actually do? Might be a stretch, Mo, but you can go out and buy some beef salami and put it in a food processor and grind it up and then put that on top if you don't eat pork. Beef salami would be absolutely delicious on this. All right.
It feels like we're watching the pot boil.
Nope. This is ready. Pulling it up. I can see crispy.
I'm not quite sure what Nino was saying, but his response is fish. I'm not sure what that means.
Me neither. All right, so here we go. So that easily, not quickly, we have made this delicious dish.
Come in close.
I'm going to put a little salt on my tray.
Oh, we're going to come over and see what you're doing over here.
I just put salt on here.
What does that do?
I'm hoping that it will help the mussels
Not slide around.
not just not slide around, but not tip over.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure it'll work, but very hot, very carefully. It's working. Nice.
Barbara's saying that she definitely wants to make this, so that's cool. Mo loves beef salami. And Nino, what did you mean by fish?
He thinks I should cook fish.
I don't know.
Wait till you guys see these up close.
Maureen says she's really jealous of me, and she's definitely, I get to reap the benefit of all your videos.
Yes, you do. All right, one more. This one looks beauty.
And we also have Sabrina with us tonight.
Hello, Sabrina. All right, guys, we're going back over to the cutting board. All right. And show you what we've got here. So again, great dish.
Can you do me a favor?
We've got mussels.
Grab the iPad.
We've got curry leaves. We've got mustard seeds, white wine, chorizo, shallots, a little bit of breadcrumb, tiny bit. And these are looking awesome. I'm going to grab one right off of the tray.
So you don't mess up your display?
I'm going to give you a nice little close-up shot of that. You can see it's got some juice in there. You know, the sauce, the mussel juice itself, nice and crispy on top. And here we go.
And just as a disclaimer on your fingers.
Yes. Oh yeah. This is like my fingers are permanently stained from retinning my copper pots.
Because I'm like, ooh, that's not a good
Awesome. Here we go. Mmm. So balanced. You got the aromatic, the shallots, and they are soft. You got a little pop of the mustard seeds. I have another one or two. All right. So I want to make sure. So we've got the crispy bread. Yes.
That's crispy.
Mm-hmm. You've got the crispy chorizo. It's a different kind of crisp. And it all comes together. That butter really brings the sauce together. And these are great. I think your guests are going to love these. Comes in its own package. No fork needed.
Eat up.
Really good. So, I've heard 1 or 2 people are going to try this recipe for the Feast of 7 Fishes. And I encourage you all to try this. The recipe, I do believe, is already posted on our website.
Yep.
And on the Grateful Chef with Eric Eisenbud group. So, thanks again for joining us. I have extreme gratitude for all of you. We're going to continue with our series of fantastic and fabulous holiday entertaining hors d'oeuvres. And yes?
Sorry, what is our plan for next week? So, next week...
What is next week?
Christmas.
Already?
Christmas already. So, yes. So maybe we need to take a look at something else for next.
Yeah, maybe we'll take a look at something else.
So maybe another day of the week or something.
Sure. I'll keep you guys posted. Anyway, be well, eat well, be kind, be nice, love each other, not just during the holidays, but every darn day of the year. And we will see you on the next Grateful Chef video with me, Eric Eisenbud. Peace.